Hey, what's happening? It's just Pete Shaw here, coming at you with episode 2 of 1,000 ways to get in shape and lose weight. And I started this on Monday, so I'm committing to doing 1,000 videos over the next few weeks, months, maybe even years, depending on how long it takes. But ultimately, the plan is to ensure that I cover as many different ways as possible for you guys to lose weight, get in shape, but telling it through facts and science in a easy to understand manner, but also through case studies, through stories, and through day-to-day life's happenings. So I'm going to try and keep them punchy, 5 to 8 minutes long each. And ultimately, just to give you a bit of insight into how you can actually get in shape properly rather than what the media tells you, rather than what social media tells you. And listen, there's that many podcasts out there, audio books, physical books, YouTube videos, blog posts, different coaches and personal trainers, all giving you their opinion. But it can be very confusing and overwhelming, and I kind of like to cut straight through the bullshit and get straight to the real facts and the science, rather than kind of sugarcoating a lot of it or even wrapping it up in a product or scheme. And I'd just like to basically allow you guys, the people that want to actually get in shape, maybe you want to drop 5 pounds, maybe you want to drop 5 stone, or 10 stone even. There's a guy at the moment, we're about to reveal his progress, and he's lost nearly 10 stone. It's phenomenal. And ultimately, we run a 90-day transformation program, and there's little snippets that I'm going to be sharing from that program. But ultimately, as I'm sure you can appreciate, I can't give you everything that we do in there. And I certainly can't give you the accountability through these videos, which plays a huge part in weight loss. But ultimately, today's video, I want to cover real quick 3 more ways how not to get in shape. So it sounds a bit weird when I'm talking about, these videos are about how to get in shape, how to lose weight. I think it's important we look at the ways you shouldn't be doing it. And again, this is just my humble opinion from working with hundreds and hundreds of men and women over the past 5 years. And ultimately, what I've found is the same errors keep coming up, the reasons why people aren't getting in shape, the mistakes they're making. And I want to share them with you so you can take them and not make the same mistakes. Maybe you're already making them. And ultimately learn from that and allow it to sort of sink in your mind and say, right, that's how I don't get in shape. And then tune back in the next few days when I tell you exactly how I recommend getting in shape. And when I'm talking about getting in shape, losing weight, getting more energy, improving your mood, improving your sleep, everything contributes, right? Improving your confidence, your self-esteem, your motivation, all plays a huge part. So the first way that I wouldn't get in shape is doing what every other fucker does, doing what everyone else does. Think about that for a second. Someone in the office comes in, they're like, I've lost a stone. And you're like, oh my God, how you done it? They're like, yeah, I've lost a stone in 3 weeks. And then they tell you about this carrot diet they've been on, like juiced carrots or carrot soup diet, or whatever it is, the mashed potato diet. And they come in with this really weird diet. And you think, oh my God, I've not heard of that one, so it must work. Maybe it's the fact that they've gone to a slimming club. Maybe it's the fact that they have done some fasting. And ultimately you think, they've got an amazing result, I've got to do the same now. I'm going to copy them. And it would make sense, right? Obviously, if they've got an amazing result, you start doing what they do, you get the result. But what you've got to understand is it sustainable for you? Is it an approach that you can stick with? Does the celery diet allow you to then go out and have a meal out with your friends on Friday night? Yes or no? Does it allow you to have a takeaway on a Saturday if you want and still get results? Probably not. And is it sustainable? Has this person lost a stone and then kept it off for a year? Or have they only recently lost it and there's a good chance they're going to gain it back? So don't just do what everyone else does. You are your own individual self. There is no one like you on this planet. Not in the single possible way. There's no one like you. So what you've got to understand is, have they got kids? What kind of job do they have? Is it similar to yours? Is it different? How active are they? What age are they? What gender are they? What weight are they? All these factors play a huge part in whether that approach would work for you. So don't just do what everyone else is doing. So that's kind of number 1. Number 2, don't buy into the weight loss coffees and shakes. Again, I always say this, I always joke, but the only pounds you will lose if you buy a weight loss coffee is the pounds out of your purse or wallet. Seriously. Like, all it's going to do, and again, I'm no sort of scientist on this. I've never made these products. And to be honest, I couldn't care for them in the slightest way. What we've got to understand, team, is that the only way to lose weight from a physics point of view, from a science point of view, is through a calorie deficit. And again, I bash on about this. It's so boring. I get it. but it's the only way. It's the scientific way of doing it. It's your body's only way of doing it. So it comes down to thermodynamics. It's whether you are consuming less calories or more calories than what you burn off. So if you burn off about 2,000 calories a day and you eat over 2,000, you gain weight. You eat under 2,000, you lose weight. It's so simple and straightforward. It's not sexy and you can't sell it. That's why people start packaging it up. Oh, yeah, you need the weight loss coffee. You need the weight loss shake. You need the weight loss wrap. They're just fads and they're just basically milking you for your money, because if they turn around and were like, you just need to eat less calories, they can't earn a load of money from it. And the reason why it does work for some people, number one, they might measure their progress in weight. And listen, if you drink enough coffee, right, and you constantly go into the toilet and you're constantly having a wee, there's a good chance you're going to weigh less because there's less in your bowels. Think about it for a second, as crude as that sounds. And then the second part is, think about it this way. You start having your weight loss coffees and your weight loss teas and stuff. Well, you've just dropped 40, 50, 60 quid on this batch of coffee. Do you think for a second you're going to start ordering takeaways? Number one, you probably can't afford them because you've ended up spending so much money on these coffees. And number two, what you've got to think is, like, why would you want to have a takeaway when you're now invested in losing weight? You're like, no, I bought the weight loss coffee. I'm gonna lose the weight now. I'm not ordering takeaways. So there's a good chance you actually lose the weight because you've stopped having the takeaways. Maybe you've said, I'm going to sign up to the gym as well. And you're like, right, well, I'm going to the gym. I'm not having takeaways. And maybe you're going for a daily walk as well. All of a sudden, now, you've got three things that are all stacking up to create a calorie deficit. It's nothing to do with the weight loss shake or the weight loss coffee. So you've got to understand that. And then the third and final point, and again, this is really important. If you are someone watching this and you do sell these coffees and teas, like, that's on you. Like, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night if I were doing that. It's not for me. It's not the sort of world that I live in. It's not the way that I get results. But ultimately, you know, if that's you, that's you. And the final thing, the final reason or way that I wouldn't lose weight is making it up. And what I mean by this is just eating healthy foods. So no approach, no strategy, no goal to work towards really, apart from wanting to lose weight, but ultimately just eating salads. Like eating salads for your lunch, maybe skipping breakfast or having some porridge, doing what, you know, most people do when they want to lose weight. Have salads all the time, don't have takeaways, don't have any booze, but don't do it with a system and then end up starving. Because what you've got to understand is, if you only have your salad for your lunch and salad for your tea and porridge for breakfast, you might have 1,000 calories. Your body will be absolutely crying out for more food. No such thing as starvation mode. It's not like you're going to eat too little calories, your body's going to gain weight or retain more weight. But consider this, how many times have you had a salad for lunch and you've been absolutely ravenous that you've then ate a pack of biscuits the afternoon? How many times have you had such a small, light evening meal that you've ended up wanting to binge out on sweets and chocolate or crisps and whatever's in the house because you're so hungry? So when you don't have a strategy, you're kind of just making it up. You're kind of crossing your fingers and just hoping for the best. And I say this all the time, whenever you're using hope as a strategy, you're going to end up feeling hopeless. How interesting is that? So just get clear. And again, I'll cover this in the coming videos. But like, you know, what's the overall goal? You know, what time frame are you setting? Why do you actually want to achieve it? And then how are you going to get there? And if you can't answer those questions, honestly, like, forget the rest. Forget even going to the gym if you aren't even clear on what goal you want to achieve, in what time frame, why you want to achieve it, and how you're going to do it. Eating healthier is not a strategy, believe me, it's really not. I've worked with so many people that have done that. Or having the slim fast shakes, you know, swapping out some meals. Yeah, it's cool, you'll lose weight in the short term and then you'll gain it all back again, because you realise that it's not sustainable when you go back to eating proper food and not living off a liquid diet. So anyway, that's another 3 ways that I wouldn't get in shape. Tune back in tomorrow where I'll cover some ways how you can get in shape in a sustainable approach that produces long-lasting results whilst allowing you to actually enjoy the process. All right? Let me know if this has helped. Drop me either a little comment or a like. I'd really appreciate that. Have yourselves an amazing day. I'll catch you soon.